Man, it's the final episode. Isn't that just so sad? I felt like this one needed a little bit of extra justice. So here's the little voiceover supreme. A little something new, a little something fresh. It deserves it. We made it this far, okay? We've made it, 90, 100 episodes, whatever it is, into this show. And yeah, I don't know. This show has been, such a ride, right? And so, for all the people that have been here from the start, right? For the people that voted on it way back in that poll after Madoka Magica or something way back. And also to, all the people that, found the reactions as we've gone, to all the people that maybe are even finding it right now just off the last episode. It's just I appreciate you all for joining me on this journey. It's so cliche to say journey, but it really does feel like that, huh? With just this has been literally a year and a half for me, right? And that is not an amount of time that should be understated. That's a year and a half that there's not a week that's gone by that I haven't thought about the show. I almost want to say a day, right? I would say at least every other day I've thought about this show. Maybe there's a week or two where I was on vacation that I didn't really think about it, but bro, at least a 95% of a year and a half, this show has been on my mind, parsing through it, rethinking, recontextualizing. I'll be sitting in a class or something, and I'll be like, holy crap, this is literally XYZ from Monogatari, and I'll be like, I can't raise my hand and comment and add this into the discussion because it's Monogatari, nobody's gonna get it. But yeah, so just for all the people that have joined, and all the discussions we've had with all these people, it's really made this show such a blast to go through, and really enhanced the experience, which has been more than just entertainment for me, right? It's really been something more, and that's something I talk about here in the beginning of the video in a second. So I'll spare you telling you twice, but I really appreciate it all, y'all. Everyone that watches all of the arcs or just their favorites, or just the highlights of their favorite bits, all of it's appreciated, right? Anyone that finds this to be valuable in any way is something that is the reason I'm doing it, right? Whether it's the ramblings in the discussion or the pog faces, all of that's valuable for me. So I really appreciate y'all. Just wanted to let y'all know. Listen. This episode kind of heartfelt, right? So I gotta have the video itself be a little heartfelt. You know how it goes. But yeah, this ain't the end. We still got some other things we're gonna be throwing out. I tell you all about that at the very, very end of this video. So I appreciate you all very much. I'll let the actual reaction take it over from here. Bye. Yo, what's up, everybody? And welcome back to React Andy. Tonight we are on, I don't want to say it, man. I don't want to say it. Episode 6 of Zoku Owarimonogatari. It's the last one, man. It's the last episode that's out. It's you know what I mean? It's bittersweet. Obviously we've been watching this show for more than literally a calendar year now. A good amount more. We had the 1 year anniversary a few 3 or 4 months ago. I don't even remember. But we're here now at the end of what's currently out, not even there is to come, because we know there's more coming, right? We were blessed with that information a little bit ago. But that doesn't mean it's not bittersweet. And there's still, the audio commentaries. There's a lot of other stuff to look into, but it's Monogatari, right? And since the beginning, it's always been this oh, there's so many episodes, and so to kind of finally hit that's always kind of a weird spot. But I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see what they do with this. There's a lot going on and a lot to talk about. It's crazy. I think where I'm gonna start for this one is the way I've watched this season obviously has been a little different than a lot of the other ones, for better or for worse. Where haven't been doing comments, and then also it's been, not gonna lie, it's been pretty sporadic scheduling wise. Where I'm I don't even know. It's probably about equal to how I normally post. Maybe one extra upload. Maybe it's been one, maybe 2 a week, hopefully, is where it's been, but I don't even know. It's been kind of a mess. This one's uploading on Monday for Monogatari Monday, you know it. But honestly, I think I'm happy with how that's turned out. The upload schedule. because and the reason for that is it ties into like a thing I kind of have realized with this show specifically, where I think I am willing to prioritize my experience with the show more than my reaction of the show, which I don't think I would say for any other thing I've watched. Maybe one or two episodes of certain shows here or there, I would say that. But at this point, like, definitely my interest in this show, in Monogatari, is like beyond, way beyond just as YouTube, as reaction, to the point that it's like superseded that, where I'd even be willing to like damage the reaction if it means that I get to get more out of the show, right? And so that was kind of a realization I had, which is to say that like the show, I think it like feels like it has a lot of ramification on me. You know what I mean? Where like I've had this crazy experience as we've gone on, and what's great about this is that it's happened over and over. It's happened like arc after arc in like different places and different times, where it's like the show goes into something that I feel within myself, and I've like battled with and argued with and been defeated by and had victory over within myself over and over, and I see it in the show, and I see it in Hanakawa, and I see it in Araragi, and I see it all these different characters, and I see it in all these different problems and all these different oddities and all these different like resolutions, and they're like problems that I haven't seen anywhere else, and like all of fiction that I've consumed, all of this, you know, even a lot of talking I have with other people, because I talk about a lot of that kind of stuff, you know, I communicate that with like a lot of these like more philosophical or psychological or whatever affairs. I communicate that a lot with people. I talk to people a lot about it, but to see it represented so aptly and so like descriptively in a show, in a piece of media, and I really love how media can be so different than just a conversation, right? It can have so much more influence, or maybe so much different influence. Like it approaches from such a different angle. So to see that has been like really amazing, right? And that's what's made me prioritize like my experience with the show over just anything to do with YouTube. You know, I've referred to it a few times as like, this is my passion project show, because you know it's pretty easy. Like if I wanted to YouTube Max, I wouldn't have watched this show, right? I probably would have stopped it. Truly, because if I really wanted views, bro, I'm watching a bunch of 12 episode hoes that are like popular and like, you know what I mean? Bunch of hitting new audiences constantly, you know what I mean? Like hitting new audiences, easy to go through, so you're really wide net, blah, blah, blah. Like there's so much, and Monogatari I think is so almost like antithetical. Like I think the way that I have enjoyed consuming Monogatari I think is so antithetical to like the YouTube system in so many ways. I mean, they're long, like the discussions, I mean, they're unedited, you could edit them, but even then there's so much to say that like it's still gonna be long. It's so antithetical to YouTube, and so for that reason I've really thought of this show as like a passion project more than a lot of other shows have been, right? And that's not to discredit other shows at all, but that's just kind of how it's panned out with this one specifically. And so when it comes to like how I've consumed it in this arc, right? How I've consumed this arc in the last like month or so, I've been happy with it, right? It's been very much like something I do whenever I'm feeling it more than scheduled, and at least for this episode, I'm really glad that I've kind of done it that way, and I've you know. I almost even delayed this a little more because my throat's been messed up for a few days, but I think it's in yap condition. All right, I got maybe a little extra gravel, but you know what I mean. It's okay. But yeah, and one of the reasons that like doing it on my own time I think has been so good with this arc is that, which is weird because I know a lot of people are saying, oh, it's a movie, you should watch it quick or whatever, and maybe my opinion will change in this final episode. But I've really enjoyed taking my time with it because I feel like I've been running like a parallel journey in a lot of ways, right? And that really came through in the last video, right, at the end of that, where it's like, oh, we're doing identity crisis Araragi, like where we're seeing what credit we give to the shadow, what credit we give to the other, what credit we give to the partner, the dark passenger, you know, whatever you want to call it. what right does that have to judge me? If I judge Ogi, then does Ogi get to judge me? Right? That question is one that I've honestly, I think that's a question that has led me, that has like kind of destroyed me a bit, right? And so yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep tangenting for a minute here. I'm just gonna let you know, because for me, the conclusion, one of the conclusion I had for a long time, and that's very very recently, literally like, it's Sunday night, so like 3 days ago, or it was Thursday afternoon, so like 3-4 days ago, right? I had a new revelation hit me, right? And so like previously, that question of like what do I owe to my other self has led me to like I couldn't come up with anything, right? And so what that amounted to is I like let go of trying to control the other, right? It's like I would like, what right do I have? It for Araragi, it'd be like, what right does he have to control Ogi, to like exert influence on Ogi, right? And for me, it was like I couldn't figure that out, right? I wanted to do right by my other, so, and other isn't quite right, because there's like it's much more manyfold for me. But I wanted to do right by like all those others, plural, and that led to like, you know, like kind of more chaos, right? Where like if I slipped into a certain mood or a certain mindset, I wouldn't ever fight to get out. It was even a point where like, because I'm a kind of mood swingy guy sometimes, right? And I was pulling, I was like coming out of a bad mood swing, so like my mood was improving and I felt it improving, and a part of me went like, maybe I shouldn't improve, maybe I should still feel bad for a while longer, and then I felt bad for like another week, right? So like something inside of me, I think, was like, no, let me give this bad mood more time to do its thing, right? It was like me giving credence, me giving allowance to that mood, that self or whatever. And that of course, like, consequentially isn't great, right? It's not like there was some like dark benefit to that. Like, I think it was just, I felt worse for a week. I mean, perhaps you could do some crazy read into that where it was like, oh, somehow there's benefits, silver lining, blah blah blah. But and so that's been like really plaguing me for like a long time, like a good couple months, you know, like that question specifically. And it's kind of one of those things where like I'm very like Monogatari's definitely tackling that thing in like a different kind of way, but I feel so much, it feels very relatable to me, right? And so I feel very seen with that, right? Very validated. And then when it comes to like, it's funny, like the last episode I was like, oh, we doing this? Araki, I got no answers for you. I feel like I actually hit like I think I hit some level of an answer. At least that for me, I'm like, it's like the first time in a long time that I feel like I actually had a breakthrough, you know? Which is crazy. Like I used to identify myself off of breakthrough. I felt like I was like, my lived experience was constant like flashes of breakthroughs and genius and all these things where it's like, you know, problems or questions would come to me and it would just like, I would always creak at it a little bit and then just punch through, and it always like, that felt like such a part of my identity, right? And then for like so many years, I feel like that's all but evaporated. And so like that's been part of the identity issue where it's like, I used to feel so smart and like, for lack of a better term, genius. Not like intelligent, but genius. And there's a very different connotation there. And I started like, that all kind of, I lost that all. Just in growing up. And so that was like a huge identity thing for me, that I was like, well, what am I then, you know? It's a bit besides the point, but I had one of those moments, I haven't had one of those in so long, and it was this, and I even like schizo posted in the Discord for a minute there, shout out the Discord, you know, guys, like the video, let me plug, alright, there's YouTube Andy coming in, alright, we got a couple different Andys playing around, but there's a lot of context that, because it was after one of my philosophy classes, right? Because your boy's a student, and so there's a lot of context with like the people we were running through, like what was the train? I think it's Nietzsche to Heidegger to Levinas to Derrida, and after reading Derrida, like the question I'd been building through the other ones all like collapsed, and I got an answer. And I'll TLDR it because I'm not going to run through the full chain there. Because it's kind of a mess, and I don't know how well I could explain it. And also, it doesn't have, you know, it's a Monogatari video. We don't gotta start talking about freaking Heidegger, okay? Anything but Heidegger, please. I'm so sick of that guy. Reading it's hard. But it was this, the conclusion for me was basically that, it's the question. Okay, so let me start with the question, then I'll hit the conclusion. The question is, like, what power, or, can one master slash control their being? Something like that. Master, control. I had a few other synonyms, but they're lost on me at the moment. Master is maybe my favorite word for that, right? Can one master their own being? It's funny, I say their own being, which implies that that being is theirs to own, which might not even be the case, right? And I mean, that's the thing with like Heidegger, right? Like, do you have being, or does being have? Do you have language, or does language have you? Do you have being? Does being have you? Blah 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 blah. That's where it started to like fall apart for me. It's like, wait a second, I don't know if I have my being anymore. I don't know if I have ownership over myself, or if myself has ownership over me, right? And that really was like causing a lot of like, for lack of a better term, like angst, you know. And the conclusion I hit is because for me that's very antithetical to kind of like will the power-esque like control, right? Or like my ego, my pride, where it's like I am the marble and the sculptor. I can control myself. I can control my essence. I can change. I can power. I can will. I can do things. And that, to me, all those things are so life affirming. And so hitting this counter of maybe you don't have those was really like, well, then what? Like, then it's life denying and I'm dead. I'm philosophically dead, right? And that was a large part of like where I've been lost for a while. And I kind of hit this like little breakthrough recently where, and this came off of how, like, I don't know, I'm not going to explain the, where this idea came from, but, because it's annoying and complicated, but, basically the conclusion I hit is like, I may never control myself, master myself, own myself, and yet I must control myself, master myself, own myself. And even then, it's not even I may never, it is, I would even replace that and say, I will never control, own, master myself, period. I must control, own, master myself, right? That was this crazy moment for me where it's like, because it's mixing those things. It's saying like, I don't have that. There is no guarantee at all. In fact, it may be the case that I can't do these things, and yet I must do these things, and so I will do these things, right? It's giving an impossibility and saying, even if it's impossible, it still needs to be done, you know? And that for me really clicked, where even if I don't have these powers or these potentialities within myself or these controls, I can still attempt to do them, right? I can't do them, but I have to do them. And it's weird, like saying it makes it sound so, it's straight up counterintuitive. It's straight up colliding. The ideas don't work together, but you have to do them. And that, it just makes so much sense to me. You know, where I can't control myself, but I have to control myself. Really as simple as that, right? And that really clicked for me. And so it's this case where when it comes to like identity or whatever, when it comes to selves, when it comes to the mirror judging back, where I have to do it, even if I never will. And it's crazy. I don't even know if I would say it's a line that you approach but never intersect, because that's like a fun math term you can throw into those things where it's like, you may never do it, but you can get closer and closer. I don't even know if I would picture it that way. I don't even know how I would picture it. It's very fresh, but that to me has been like a very profound hitting thing. Where now what I'm really excited for, and this is where I'll start to transition into this episode 5 here. Now what I'm really excited for is to see, once a different mood hits me, once a different like me takes over, big air quotes for that, then how will that idea work? You know, and to relate that to Monogatari, it'd be like, Araragi has this idea, right? And then it's like, he wonders, what will Ogi think of this? That's kind of how I feel, right? Where I'm, yeah, and I think, I think there might be actually like, some progress being made in there or something, right? It's a very strange feeling, but it's very in line to me with this show and this conclusion, right? Of what may come. I'm just excited. I'm just very excited. So yeah, let me boom. Oh my goodness, poor me editing is gonna be... Dude, literally, this happens all the time. Whenever I'm editing, I have to find the boom so I can make the thing pop up. I'm gonna be scrolling through like 20 minutes of me just yapping and mambling, bro. And be like, oh my goodness, shut up. Where's the boom? Where's the boom? And I'm not gonna find shit, bro. I'm not gonna find anything. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, editing me. That one's on me, bro. That's actually my bad. I'm sorry for that, brother. Alright. Anyways, good luck with that, future me. Good luck with that me in about an hour and a half, maybe. Hour, maybe. Something like that. Yeah. Episode 5. What happened? Gon. Gon's a goat. I really like Gon. It's funny. It reminds me a little bit of like... it's a little bit of like... I almost want to bring up like a little mini Socrates type thing where it's like... The basis of her knowledge is in the fallibility of knowledge. Right? Where it's like, I don't, like, there may be, knowledge can be wrong. So, basing your you use Honokawa uses what she knows and what she doesn't know, but that's not enough. She fails to see the bigger picture because there can be errors within knowledge, right? So, that is a really, like, wise kind of insight to me. Where it's, and to me it's very Socrates, where it's like, I know that I know nothing. Here it's like, I know that my knowledge can be flawed. So it prompts constant, like, self-analysis, which I think is a very strong way is a very effective way to strengthen knowledge, right? To strengthen argument, to strengthen opinion and such. If you're constantly checking yourself, then you'll be very strong once you actually hit conclusions. You just gotta be careful to not let checking yourself stop you from making conclusions, right? Because analysis paralysis type behavior completely corrupts this. And then it's like, now you are just ineffective. It's a very careful balance, right? I almost went on a tangent about the government. Trust. Something about checks and balances. It's meant to be inefficient, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, so she's honestly goated. I'm glad that we've gotten to see her. The conclusion of, I attempted to slay my demons, right? The monkey, whereas you chose to save your other self, right? Don't be me. Stick with that decision you've made. Man, it is really kind of reminiscent of Owarimonogatari, right? Where it's like, right before his battle with, this, for Araragi it's Ogi, and for Kanbaru it's Numachi, right? Right before this final conclusion, they both have a moment of mentorship, where they get mentored by somebody that has been through something similar, has knowledge, of the situation at hand. And for Kanbaru, for Araragi, it's Kanbaru's mom, and then for Kanbaru, it's Araragi. That's just, and she even says that. She even lays that out of, tell her when she needs it, or tell her these things when she needs it, right? So it's like prompted here, and so we can tell immediately that it's prompting to Owarimonogatari. That is so cool. I really, really like that. This, man, and I don't even have anything to say on this, but I saw myself as nothing but a crybaby devil. That's so real, bro. Man, I had a moment the other day that's very this. This is, to Crybaby Devil, this is very reminiscent to me of, Araragi saying, his thing about, it was like that shot of him drowning, and I think I mentioned this last episode maybe, but the shot of him drowning and saying, like, I'm weak, but I've come to, like, accept my weakness, or, like, I forget his phrasing, but, like, being accepting of that weakness instead of, like, vilifying it. It's kind of similar to this of, like, she's vilifying it by, Crybaby Devil, where he's accepting it, right? I don't know. It's funny. I had a moment kind of like that the other day where I was like pretty, not the other day. It was like a week or two ago, like maybe two and a half weeks ago. Where I was just kind of miserable for a moment. Everyone gets miserable every once in a while, and I kind of had the moment of introspection where it's like I truly feel like I'm truly just crying over myself. Like I'm babying over myself. You know what I mean? Where it's like I feel miserable completely for myself. This is completely like self-imposed. It's not like I feel really bad for something and my empathy's triggering, which is where I usually feel sadness, is through empathy. It was like a very rare moment where I was sad for myself. That happens very rarely for me. And so, I don't know, it's kind of funny how like, once again, I am monogatari. I am Araragi Koyomi. Araragi, my goat! My goat! Mirrors are real, bro. I love mirrors. Yeah, this show is so goated. I love this show. I love this stupid little show. Then we had Ononoki spin some bars. Right. I think the little JoJo's reference was right here. It's funny. I was like, this is such a weird pose, but I think somebody in the Discord show like posted a picture of this as being like a JoJo thing, if I remember right. Which is kind of funny. But yeah, then we pulled up to here, Gon's uniform. You know what's crazy to me? He's going to the school. Was there a reason given that he needed to wear the outfit? I don't, you know what I mean? Then maybe I should head home and change into my uniform first. So yeah, I was gonna say, I think his reasoning for wearing the outfit is completely like, that's the proper thing to do if I'm going to the school. And so despite the horrible like realization he has, right? He even says as much, the most hair-raising, dreadful experience of my life. Despite that, he still wears it because he feels he A, said he should, and B, probably feels that it's correct, right? So he's owing it to what he already said. He's like he's owed to his word, and he's owed to probably just like the usual what he does, like the duty of a student going to the school. Despite being an ex-student, it ends with him donning the outfit, even if he hates the outfit in this incarnation of it, or is less hate and more feels dread over the outfit in this incarnation of it, and goes there despite that, right? It's literally right here. He's like, where is it? Bro, little do you know. Yeah. So that's I think that's very reflective of Araragi there. Pun not intended, reflective. Right? And the shot of the bike, the empty bike, him saying like, am I becoming Ogi, that fear of loss of self? Oh, I already talked about that last episode. I'm pretty sure, right? Him fearing losing himself. I related that back to the democracy thing. Yeah, that's real. Losing yourself is scary, right? And that being a offshoot of, that's what I like so much about that thing I was yapping about earlier. That's like, it gives a place for myself as I like typically conceptualize it, in the face of the inability to control self being, let's get rid of self being in a broader sense, where it's like there's still room for the self to attempt, right? Or like there's the onus for the self to take action there. I don't like the word attempt because it's too aware of the futility, and I don't like making it out to be futile despite it absolutely being futile. But that is okay. There's a really interesting line here I wanted to bring up. This one. One could say that this whole world was the product of a grand misunderstanding. This to me is basically saying Araragi, this is all Araragi. Am I like wrong for that? That's kind of what it feels like. Where Hachikuchi here is like, we were all so wrong. One could say that this whole world was the product of a grand misunderstanding. I think and then they're like, yeah, and Araragi's gonna go deal with it. Like Araragi, like we don't have to do anything. They're all sitting back just drinking because they know that Araragi is the alpha and the omega of this world. That's how I'm seeing it. That's something I've said earlier, which was when I was questioning like the validity of these these subconscious characters actually being realistic to the subconscious, or you know, whatever you want to say, of the actual characters we've come to know, right? And so this to me is kind of like an idea that like it all does come from, this is like manifested from Araragi in some way, like it's a product of a misunderstanding of Araragi with himself. And like young Hanakawa kind of says like that this would be so much different if this after conclusion would be so much different if Araragi had like interacted with Ogi differently. She says it in different words, but I think that's the sentiment there. Yeah, so I found that to be like very indicative of like what's going on in this world, like on a more abstract, like bigger scope. Though you could argue, and I think this would be a very valid argument, that this could still be very valid and true for the character's subconsciouses, because Araragi has incredible influence over this town and city, right? Like, he is attached. He is some for reasons that we've played with some reasons perhaps why, but for reasons bigger than I'll get into in the moment, he is attached to the spiritualness, the oddityness of this town, and so as residents of this town, perhaps he has insight into this in a way that like typically he wouldn't. That we can like lean on that as a way to make this valid, whatnot. Where do I put my left leg, bro? There we go. So, yeah, the tale of Araragi realizing, like, he's the alpha and omega, right? I like that phrasing. All we gotta do is wait for him to notice. Meow. Okay. Bat, 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 bat. Notice the existence of his partner. And that shot that I think I opened up on, I really like this. Where was it? There was a really good line about that I opened up on of like right here. Whether it's light or dark, there's no question that it's your partner. I really quite like that. What I like about that, the word partner makes me think like romantic partner, which is really funny if you're viewing this show as like a tongue-in-cheek play on like harem type behavior, where it's like male protagonist and a bunch of female characters like want attention of for all these different reasons, and so it's like, oh, who he's gonna choose, but then the joke is that he immediately gets with Senjogahara. So kind of a play on that whole like harem romantic whatever stuff is that he already has a partner, which is himself, right? And that's something he was talking about earlier with like the his like narcissism in contrast to his relationship with Senjogahara, right? And so that's just, I feel like that's kind of a continuation of that idea a bit. Which was he? I'm trying to remember, so I'm just gonna guess out loud. Was the idea with Senjogahara and him in related to like astronomy? The whole like, which is the center of my universe, me or Senjogahara? Which was the geocentric versus heliocentric difference? That's if that's what that was. I really quite like that. I'm not remembering perfectly off the top, but I think that was kind of the idea there. And so this is and that's been a thing for a minute here. So for that to kind of the word partner really, for me, shoots back to that. I would guess that the Japanese has a similar connotation, but it's a guess because obviously I don't know it. But yeah, what else to say going into this, right? I don't know. I'm excited. I'm really excited. Ogi is sitting in the freaking Ogi formula room, waiting here for ages. And Araragi as Ogi has appeared. Ogi's eyes here go crazy, right? Oh, that's where they cut to ED, bro. I also do know this last episode is gonna be a bit longer than it's gonna be like 30 minutes maybe or something like that. I'm about to see, but I'm excited, bro. I'm nervous. I'm actually nervous. It's crazy. I really feel like what's so crazy to me about this is like, and I was kind of saying this at the end of the last one, so this will probably be like the last thing I say. The last thing I say, period. I just die. Is that the answer given, if any, right? I'm not going to guarantee that there will be much of a conclusion, right? But the sentiments given, the answers given to this battle of self with Araragi, is something that I think will have influence over me. Right, for sure. I mean, it's giving response to questions that are very core to my lived existence for like a good while. So, your boy's in the line of fire, in the splash zone, so to speak. And so, in the time before this episode, as I said at the beginning, have reached some level of a conclusion myself in my own life that I'm content with. For now, right? I'm not going to assume that contentment will last, but I have reached some level of conclusion, so this could very well dismantle and destroy that. This could very well help that and help grow that, or this could give an alternate answer that I prefer, or it could give no answer at all. So I'm really excited to see what they do, and honestly where the show continues to go in the future that comes, right? Because it's my goated Monogatari show. We're going to, of course, be doing a bunch of different tier lists to finish this one off. My goodness, Monogatari, my beloved. But yeah, I think we might be ready. I think we might be ready for this one. The finale of Zoku Owarimonogatari, bro. I'm like scared, bro. This gives me flashbacks to finishing Ogi Dark. I was wired for Ogi Dark, bro. The energy was crazy for Ogi Dark. Your boy was like, I was so excited. I was so excited for that finale. That climax of Araragi and Ogi. I was so excited. But you know what I think? I think Ogi, and it's kind of based a little bit off of a moment in that climax. I do think Ogi will accept Araragi as much as Araragi has accepted Ogi. My reason being that in the climax of Ogi Dark, when Araragi loses his arm, and then Ogi reaches up and heals the wound, and so he stops bleeding as the darkness is there, like tearing everything up, and she like kind of gives him like a bit of a smile there. Like that to me is a very honest, very small but very honest moment of like affection and care and acceptance of both the situation and of Araragi. And there's no doubt that Ogi loves to tease and destroy and criticize Araragi, you know. Little bit of a like a what is the villain without the hero type beat, right? We need each other, right? Someone got to play the black pieces and the white pieces to put it into chess, you know. Does Shogi use black and white pieces? I assume it does. Black and white's a pretty good color distinction. I'm wearing black and white. I'm not gonna lie. That was intentional. That was my little moment where I was like, what should I wear for this episode? And I was like, black pants and a white shirt, Aragi and Ogi. Yeah, I'm pretty brain rotted. I'm pretty monogatari brain rotted, okay? Hana clowna. Let's get into it. Episode 6, bro. The last episode, 32 minutes. The last episode of Zoku Owarimonogatari. There's my cough. Yeah, bro. I've been saying I was sick for a good couple days here. Take a sip first. I want to do the indirect kiss. Yeah, I was sick for a good couple days there. So, your boy was honey tea, ramen, warm, soothing. Your boy was doing some throat care. Whoa, okay. I almost said throat work. Yeah, I'm not doing any throat work, alright? At least not in public. Okay. Episode 6 of Zoku Owarimonogatari. I'll even hit him with a unplug. Homeboys were out of battery. Imagine if the battery dies mid-episode. I actually thought about that. I would cry. I would cry and probably piss. All right. The last current episode out of Monogatari. The end of the journey. Or maybe just the beginning. Okay, episode 6. Let's get going. Enough stalling. In 3, 2, 1. I'm like one of those shorts, bro, where it's just like, you know what I mean? Where it's always like, respect this. Yeah, like it's so, dude. Hi, Shinobu. Kiss shot, my fault. Oh, Araragi. I think that one idea I said like a long time ago that like Ogi was originally from the mirror world. It's funny, we kind of got to play on that in a way, right? It's not that Ogi was originally from the mirror world, but that the mirror world is Ogi, you know? You know what I mean? Okay, lock in. Let's focus up a little bit. Araragi and Ogi, you're linking into each other. You're starting to understand each other a bit, all right? The cross-contamination of the conscious and the subconscious. Are you becoming Ogi? Well, that means Ogi's becoming you. Let's get in there, bro. Finale of Koyomi Reverse. That was crazy. I'm literally holding my breath. Ogi knows. You're cosplaying as me, dude. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why are you being a hypocrite? Stones from a glass house, head ass. It's the room that the argument happened in. The democracy argument, right? I was the one that ensnared and trapped us. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was the one from Ogi Formula. Or just, yeah. Man, there's so much to talk. There's so much depth to Ogi and Araragi. It's crazy. A little bit of trolling. Wait, dude, Ogi's flushed. Ogi's embarrassed. The clock's crazy here. Covering his head is crazy there. Really good framing. No compliment. You're so sweet. He's blushing. He likes it. Wait, a compliment? That's so crazy coming from Ogi. It was molding me to be your substitute in your absence. Ogi's eyes are crazy, bro. Well, because you're the Ogi to Araragi. To the Araragi of this world, right? It makes sense in my head. Maybe, maybe I don't understand his confusion perfectly. Oh, wow. Yeah, because this Ogi-chan should be accepting people and helping people and wanting to save people, right? Yeah, giving advice. Yeah, this is exactly what I would expect out of. Good shot. Scary shot. It's scary. This is the finish line. No more checkpoints. I don't believe you. Ooh, all the other chairs fade away. Not even fade, just are gone. Oh, okay. Pretty. It could be all a dream. I mean, we've done the dream thing before with these two. I recognize this track, bro. Dude, crazy pose. Oh my lord. Ogi pressin', Ogi pressin'. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, you've been busy. My uncle. Scary, you look weird, bro. Sorry. Yeah. We doubting reality? I don't blame you. I wouldn't blame you if you to doubt reality after doubting yourself this much. Yourself is how you interact with reality after all. It is the consequence. And finally reconciled with Oshino Ogi. No, it's not all just a dream. Yeah, we're okay. Alright, please don't be, bro. That'd be so, dude, that'd be so annoying if they did that trope. This is like a play on the trope, right? It was all just a dream. What would you do, though, as an interesting hypothetical? I'd wake up. Good response. Good mentality, bro. My reality was fake. I just live my next reality. I just live as is. You got trolled. You got trolled. Colon 3. Spinny, spinny yogi, spinny yogi. Ooh, I like that. What are you doing? Wait, what are you doing? Good line, classic. I feel like we're getting more like normal Ogi that we're aware of here. Right? Because they should be both merging towards each other a little bit in like how they act. We'll see though. Okay, little what's her name reference? You think so? I guess I could see that. What do you mean by that, Ogi? That's an interesting idea. Yeah, I was about to say, like, what, you have that control over this place? Fair enough. I mean, fair enough, yeah. While confined. Man, time's passing crazy. Ooh, good lighting. I thought she was the one that serves this as. Or did I, yeah, that's more so what I meant. Yeah. I think. Which world are you from? Sada goes crazy. Maybe it doesn't matter that much. That's just I'm grateful towards you. Okay, so you're that one. Okay. Yeah. Life and limb literally. Limb literally. Yeah. Because I thought that this didn't happen. So I guess it did? That's really crazy. Yes, exactly. Good questioning. Good line of questioning. Because I thought this Ogi was that. Does it not reflect Ogi or something? Oh no. Ogi's about to drop a crazy thing to like mess up like what I've been thinking of her. Yeah, it doesn't. Are you saying you didn't get reflected because you got absorbed? Yeah, this is true. Why is it a horror movie? You're part of the 20%? Oh, is this like Schrodinger's Ogi a little bit? Where like one world was not Schrodinger's really, but like one. Yeah, he is jumping to the. I was gonna say Ogi's the 20%. What is he yapping about? He is such a yapper. Your empathy for the discarded. Up. Oh, they're doing a reflection. Oh my goodness, it's as if there's a mirror. Impotent. This is getting scary, dude. Okay. Scary, scary, cool looking. You already pulled Ogi out? Are you saying that? Bad idea? I like Ogi. Oh, okay. No, okay. Okay, okay. You open a game, brought it over this side. Oh! Oh my goodness! Oh, you pulled the mirror. That's crazy. Oh, wow. Wait, so what happened to what was our world? He mirrored the town. He didn't go to the town's mirror. He mirrored the town. Yeah, he has the power. Yeah, I was saying that earlier. Holds qualities of all oddities. Well, yeah, for obviously. That part's obvious. Yeah, like whatever the situation was, what is on you, bro? That's a good shot, bro. That's another good shot. Yeah. Well, you only destroyed a town. Well, you didn't even destroy it. Yeah, well, that's less than the world, brother. Okay. Illusory on top? Emotional? If that side's a fake, so is this side. Well, oh, okay, what? The emotional side isn't just fake. What? Okay, well, let's just... That's such a crazy twist. So there is no mirror world. We just simply mirrored the world. Good shot of Owaragi, bro. Vestige? Those are fun stickers. Giving credit to Gon right now is so wild. Oh, shoot. Funny line given last episode. Her, like, longingness. She didn't want anyone to find out that she were gonna not be able to get closer to you. So the emotional vestiges got inverted. Right. Now Ogi's just going through all the different characters that we've seen inverted. Forgotten or wanted to forget. That's crazy. The duplicating of her voice there. Then there is... then there is no... There's not four of them, there's just the two. I didn't finish reading that before it went dark. Okay, thanks, show. Bet. With the extra 20%. Oh, so we're at 120. That okay, yeah, I got you. Which is the stuff that they tried to leave or wanted to leave. Wow. Wait, what is this? I think I know what that is. What is that? What reference is that? You foolishly saved me, did you not? This is such a crazy twist on the formula, bro. For sure. Dude, triple line. Triple line. Ooh. Oh, that's sad. True. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. The parts that she tried to leave. That random chair just flew in the wind. This 120%. I'm scared to lose myself, so I will add to myself to offset that. I guess. We got each other, bro. We got each other. Partners. Where are you reaching? What is... Oh, it's the darkness or something. Hello? Hello? Oh, is that actually the darkness? Dude, Oki had the darkness upper, Why? Oh, that's a fun way to think of it. We could get rid of the 20% with this, maybe? I manifested some darkness. Yeah, I just made it. Just made a black hole. Oh, the blackboard. That's fitting. Oh, whoa! Okay, just enshrine it as an artifact. Okay, okay, bet. For Hachi. Okay, I was about to say, don't try to replace Hachikuji with darkness. That sounds bad. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, that's what I was thinking there. That makes sense. It should have faded away. Regrets. Oh, yeah, regrets. Very much the alternate route stuff that I was saying, I think. That's kind of how I'm picturing what they mean, what is meant by regrets. What was that a reference to? That looked like, honestly, that looked like a JJK reference, but I don't think it was, because I don't think JJK was out yet. Oh, they're doing the mirror thing again. What? Well, which one? Which one? Which? That's funny, because life was 100%. And so he salvaged 20% on top. Yeah, what did you regret? Which one? Let's see. Something with his school, maybe? Something with, all that? His time growing up. My face had stopped. Or the mirror had stopped. That's funny. You're funny. Dude, Ogi was so nice this time. Ogi was so nice this time. Oh. Real. Good question. That's a really good question to say. Bad. Good line. Do you mean that Ogi was? Wait, so that was... what do you... Oh, she's back to normal. Hachiko, she's back to normal. Wait, Araragi, explain more. Expound, please. You can do some expounding. Whom? Senjo with gigantic honkers. What are you doing? Stop doing that. He's dead. What are you wearing? What is happening? Why are you like... Kombaru? You're like middle school maxing. Or, Karen, I meant. You're like middle school maxing. Okay, new fit just dropped. First post-graduation incident. Good line. There's no message. I like that line. He does. Keep me on my toes, bro. That's how I feel with Araragi. Yeah, keep me on my toes, bro. Keep changing the entire setting on the last episode. Then the last chunk of that story just plot twist the entire world. That is such a monogatari thing to do. Yes, dude, she's saying dumb it down for me, please. That's what I'm saying. It was my regret, or the representation of it. It was the version of myself that I left behind after graduating and losing my title. Okay, I can work with that. I can work with that. I was just... Ogi falling out the window saying that freaked me out. I was like, wait, what is happening? Yeah, I like that. I'm fine with that. Because, yeah, he was like, I want that. I don't want to lose that. And then he added the 20%. And that added it to everyone. Remember that I was forgetting something important. Yeah. A mess I created. At least he admits he created this mess for himself. It did. You have that power. Oh my goodness. The soul and the city. I just had a freaking crazy mind connection. I feel embarrassed saying that. I'll leave it for later. We didn't get to see you. Yeah. Hey, random other car. That's fun. It's a weird looking car. Oh. Or something. Damn right. Damn right. That's so funny. That's so funny. Just like the OP, right? Alternate. Those were both the girl's regrets and my own. Oh, so there's a little bit of... Yeah, so it's a little hard to tell which is my 20%. Interesting. Oh my goodness. This reminds me of my dual Ogi thing. This is a kind of a similar idea of the dual Ogi thing. I don't know if it... At least what I meant when I was trying to say that stuff. Where it's all about trying to take credit for the... Or, like, take responsibility for the loss... For the other options. He, like, inadvertently kind of did that. With the 20% thing. taking, like, not less responsibility, though. Responsibility would be the wrong word. So, that's fun. At least that sentiment was somewhat there. A little bit. Nor can I say that I've overcome my regrets. And that's probably good enough. It's cycling to regret is such an interesting, like, turn for it to go. I was not kind of expecting that, but I'm here for it. Everyone's altered. She's called you ideal, bro. Oh. Aw. That's so sweet, because I didn't even see anything with that had to do with you when I was in the regret world. Damn. That's so sweet. I haven't regretted anything with you. Look how many stoplights he has. Stop signs and stuff behind him. Oh, okay, yeah. Just jump, both at the same time. Bet! Analysis paralysis. Type. Incalculability, but you must calculate. Yeah. Analysis paralysis, yeah. Happy Senjo, bro. Is she gonna jump? Please jump. That'd be so big. Whoa, what are you doing? Yo! Okay. I was like, why is she spreading her legs, bro? Okay, it was a jump. Yo. Yes, you're crazy. Let me pull you. Let me pull you forward. That's funny. I was like, I move forward with an extra 20%? Ooh, whoa. Never-ending tale draws to an end. I got bad news for you, Adaraki. I got bad news. Remember my memories and... It's a callback to Bake 1, bro. That was so good. Oh my goodness, that was like the coolest way they could have ended that. The pan up. The pan up with the clock running. Oh my goodness, that was so good. But it's Senjo instead of Hanakawa. That is so good. That is so sweet. That ended so sweetly, bro. Is there an after credit? No after credit, bro. We were stressing over what ifs, but we kept smiling as always. That's where we ended here. We kept smiling after all the stressing over the what ifs, which is the memories that had surfaced, was that extra 20%. That's crazy. The blurriness, like reaching for the blurriness and pulling it into the world. Man, they really flipped the script on that last one. That caught me so off guard. We're in a mirror world, but that don't mean we left. Yeah, it's funny. It reminds me of what I said before the episode, where it's like we could see this all as like it is connected all to Adaragi, right? I was pretty good on that, and then it was like I was like that means it might not be that accurate, or it could be through his connection. It could be through the connection to the town. That could be a way to like do it that would make it more accurate, and that's what it ended up being. It was all Adaragi through his connection to the town. Didn't expect it to be. I thought it would still be a separate manifestation, though, not a freaking whatever that was. You know what I'm saying? Wow. It reminds me, the first thing that comes to mind, dude, it reminds me of something I said in the Discord a while ago. It reminds me, I was saying, like, I have hope for how this ends. I'm confident in Monogatari, right? I think I said something like, I don't know if it'll address the things that the roads I'm going down, but I think it's still gonna do well nonetheless. I still am confident in the show to bring it some satisfying and powerful, right? And that's what it felt like, right? Where it's like I was not expecting a lot of what was going on to be our discussion, like the discussion here. But nonetheless, I was like really happy with it. Okay, why did Ogi jump out the window? Go to line. Who exactly are you? I asked myself that question recently, bro. Like that's been one of my big self-analysis questions for like a little bit here. I have it written on my whiteboard. It says, "How do you want to live your life?" Right? Which is a little different because this is "Who are you?" and mine is "How do you want to live?" But that open question to yourself is for me empowering, and so it's like I don't know. I got a little like a flash to that there, which I thought was really pleasant. But then of course Adaragi just had to drop the punchline. I might have just skipped over it, but oh no, right here. What you see is what you get. That's some self-affirmation, bro. That's crazy. Well, we did hit affirmation of the self, right? I think a lot of the stuff I was thinking of, like, I think a lot of those were kind of addressed, but the most direct thing, the why we're here, was a lot more with like the regret 20% stuff, right? But I think a lot of the other stuff I was talking about is still in here, right? What you see is what you get, because that's a moment there where it's like, Adaragi's able to answer that, right, with confidence, after showing up in the Ogi uniform and having this moment of am I turning into Ogi, right? Like that is doubt of the self, and then we get to see a very affirmative yes here, and then Ogi says, "All right, later, skater," and then zips out the window. Okay. And then what do you say here? And then I understood. I see. So that was the piece of my heart that I regretted leaving behind. Do you mean Ogi? That's just such a crazy thing to say, right? I'm confused on this line. I'm gonna be honest. To say that right after Ogi falls out the window makes me think that he's referring to Ogi being the piece of his heart that I regretted leaving behind. But I thought it was the thing he said at the end with Senjo. Let me grab that. The like the guilt, the regrets for like the ways he could have addressed the situations, right? Perhaps I felt guilty for all this, making Hachikuji a god. I can't say that I graduated having lifted every weight, blah, blah, blah. Like those weights on his shoulders from his time, helping all these people, right? Like that kind of stuff is those regrets that are those piece of his heart, those like regrets. So that was the piece of my heart that I regretted leaving behind. Ogi's still gonna be around, right? We haven't, like, Ogi should still be walking around. Yeah, Ogi's freaking in Hana. Alright, we're chilling. Bet. Maybe Ogi doesn't change back. Ogi stays that extra 20%. You know what I mean? That could be kind of a move there, right? Because then it's like this, well, let me think. So, trying to think, because I'm trying to think how this connects to Hana, because that was kind of my thing with the Hana idea that I was saying, like in episode 2 or 3 or whatever, with the duplicate idea, is that masculine Ogi would represent like the alternate reality, or the alternate choices that Arori could have picked, and so the idea there was like he would both regret. He would both question and regret his current actions, and then also what could have been, right? And so I kind of wonder if he will do that, right? That it won't have that sentiment won't manifest in what I was thinking, but that sentiment is there, and that's why Ogi stays this way, because Ogi still kind of carries that like 20%, which represents the things that would be left behind. But you know. But not exactly. That doesn't exactly like those 20% isn't here still because the world's back to normal. The town's back to normal. So, you know what I mean? That's a bit of an open question, I think, a little bit to see like where that kind of goes with the next arc. That just scared me, bro. I was like, oh, did we just kill Ogi? That was my thought. That was the part I regretted leaving behind, and then Ogi falls out the window. It's like, I kind of need Ogi to stick around. That's kind of my Ogster, bro. Hachikuji just chilling as God right there. That was such a fun way to say that the world's back to normal. She's just sweeping the darkness right there. Yeah. So yeah, now that's the relic that's used to absorb all those regrets. Araragi handled it. He really did handle it. I love Senjo. Senjo Gahara has really grown on me as a character, bro. I feel like she's been like a weaker character for so long, but she always comes in at such like such a pleasant consistency. You know what I mean? Like exactly what Araragi says. When he grabs her here, which this is so sweet, and I'm glad that he's willing to show us this. You know what I mean? Show us his affection with Senjo Gahara bit. I have absolutely no regrets when it comes to you. That is such a beautiful like consistency to have in the story, and I've come to appreciate that so much more. I think. Whereas originally it felt like we're doing all this other stuff and Senjo's like kind of there a little bit. It's like here, it's like that really means something to be there. She says, "Bro, I'm gonna break up with you if you failed." Where are you kidding? And then what'd she say about the 20%? Or maybe he said about the 20% with the jump. I didn't quite catch the line. Pulled by the explosive dash. It is funny. I was like, yeah, jump, but she jumped with him. She pulled him with the jump, so as to not be left behind. Oh wow, it's like, like the motivation for not stewing in the regret of the past is to not be left behind in going towards the future. That's really beautiful. That's like I think you could underline that and really have that as like a part of the TLDR. I move forward with an extra 20%. So he, I think, still somewhat carries that 20% through Ogi, and that's kind of what the masculine Ogi from Hana it will be referring to. Where it's like he still has that kind of 120% movement, but he still moves forward. If anything, that almost sounds like kind of reminds me of the weight thing with Senjo Gahara, where it's like he weighs extra. That 120% sounds like extra weight almost. I think he even brings up weight somewhere around here. One of these lines. I don't remember exactly what he said, so I don't know if I could find it, but this never-ending tale draws to an end. Brother, do I got news for you. I remember my memories and repress my regrets, leaving ample aftertaste and black space. This was so good. This is the best callback I've ever seen. This full circle knocked me off my feet, dude. What a genius move. And see how different his expression is? So different. He's happy, bro. He's smiling, man. It's like what's said in the ED. I'd have to check for the wordage, but it reminds me of what's said in the ED, bro. Where I feel like in the beginning when this was done, it was like he was like kind of like he was all edgy and he was kind of just looking at it and then like more shocked and amazed. Here it's like it's something he's actively enjoying and participating in. The stopwatch, and then it cut to the shoe and it panned up a little bit and I was like, holy crap, that is so good. We take a leave. Oh man, that one was so. Dude, this season actually cooked. This season cooked. It was weird. This was such a weird season, especially to have such a giant twist. It's so interesting. I feel like we usually it's a pretty Monogatari's a twisty turvy freaking show. So I'm not even like surprised. I'm like, oh wait a second, everything's wrong. It reminds me, bro. I'm actually gonna have to use the subtitle browser for this one. Oh, I just added a bookmark. Oh, I really hope I didn't just screw something up. Okay. Impatient. Right here. So Ogi said to Araragi, "Can't say I hate that impatient side of yours, though." Let me... Oh, I decreased the hue. I'm decreasing the hue, muting, and bookmarking. Oh wait, my hue, man. I'm adjusting my hue. Bot player. Increase my hue. It's O. That's probably proper hue. My freaking hue is messed up. But this line of, I can't say I hate that impatient side of yours, bro. So I've said before, maybe y'all haven't been paying attention. I am Araragi, right? And what here is Araragi described as with Ogi? Impatient. Impatiente. Okay? I am media. You know what I'm saying, bro? So I'm totally fine with jumping to conclusions and jumping around, and you know what I'm saying? That's me being Araragi, man. What is this a reference? Is this Baki? No, wait. Maybe it's not. I don't remember what's the elbow arm break move from? This is so familiar to me. Well, maybe it's just familiar to me because the move is familiar to me, as opposed to it being directly from something. I'm just gonna guess Baki because that's the most popular fighting manga, right? Even if this is kind of tame for Baki, though. I feel like a Baki reference would involve a lot more pips. Shout out my Baki enjoyers. Yeah, bro. Yeah, let me just hit like more the beginning area. It's crazy, dude. Ogi, I think, was a lot more like affectionate or something. I wanna get some of the dialogue. Like maybe this kind of area. This was the craziest part to me, bro. I was lost. When he was like, I was like, yeah, this is the alternate of the Ogi. Like, obviously, I thought that's what we were doing. No, not at all. We're not having any of this mumbo jumbo. This mumbo jumbo ain't happening, dog. No. None of it. So yeah, we're not even trying to like better connect with Ogi necessarily. I think that it did happen kind of by proxy though. Right? This kind of dialogue between the two of them. This might be hard for you to believe, but I'm grateful towards you. I think it did serve that function. Right? For them to like for Ogi to like admit these things, and like Ogi made Araragi blush at one point too. Right? So that was like quite like a moment there. Yeah. Me and Araragi were freaking confused. So let me hit some of this again. Yeah, Sodachi did. Sodachi Clutch. The reflection rate of a standard mirror is around 80%. That's right. It's funny how they're crackling it, right? So it's kind of blurry. It's a little bit lost in transmission, just like the mirror thing they're talking about. That means the missing 20% was erased instead of reflected. Yeah, because yeah. Or executed, if you prefer to look at it that way. And so, yeah, he didn't... It's funny, like, he didn't execute Ogi. That's, like, something fun to kind of read into that wordage. Yeah, because he's thinking that the Araragi of the other world is the 20%. That's okay. And I was thinking, oh wait, no, it's Ogi. That's crazy. We're each other's inner selves. But if a glass... That's a crazy line. We're each other's inner selves. Oh my goodness. That's crazy hearing from Ogi, because the dynamic changes. No longer is it that Ogi is Araragi's inner self, it's that Araragi is Ogi's inner self. And vice versa. It becomes a vice versa. Instead of Araragi having like the power over the other. That's pretty cooking. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the... little bit of that thing, the idea I was trying to like throw out with the like the ownership of like you over the reflection and the reflection over you, where it's like if I judge Ogi, does that mean Ogi gets to judge me, right? So like Araragi being Ogi's inner self is kind of saying like we're equal rights, equal fights type deal. It's crazy. White hair Ogi went kind of hard. Am I wrong for that? That went hard. Yeah, and I was not expecting this at all. This revelation completely caught me off guard, bro. Kunibiki, when was Kunibiki brought up? I do not remember the Kunibiki thing. Or maybe that's the first time it got brought up. And they're like together. I love how together they are in this conclusion. They're leaning on each other being like, yeah, that would have been really bad if it got hoed. I would say world. Yeah, that makes sense. This makes sense. Oh, wait, yeah. Who'd you say that was too? And is the same person as me? Who'd you say that? Okay, let's see. You're accompanied by a legendary vampire on friendly terms with a god, and is the same person as me. Oh, you're saying you are. You are the same person as me. Is that what you're saying, Ogi? And so we both have the thing of all oddities? You're accompanied by a legendary vampire, you're on friendly terms with a god, and you're the same person as me who holds all qualities of all oddities. Okay, heard. Yeah. The underwater hit's different. I was saying that you have the power a little bit. We're both the Odaragi who's always tilting at windmills. Tilting at windmills? I've never heard that phrase before. Tilting at windmills meaning. To use time and energy to attack an enemy or problem that is not real or important. Oh, okay. Bad. Thank you, Google. Unimportant problems. When then they get distant and there's two moons. Oh my god, that's crazy. Double vision. Our vision's going double, bro. I was a little... It's all just a fake. Just saying that the emotion... It's just the emotional that got added in. If that side's a fake, so is this side. That's a big... I mean, if it were a fake, I would agree, but I don't think the emotional side is a fake, so I don't quite agree with the... You know what I mean? The premises I'm stuck on. I disagree with your premises, but your logic's fine. We'll make everyone treat this as a nice dream, right? And then we'll... We really were doing some problem solving here, bro. I did like these descriptions. Gon was probably left Toei here because she was a bitter memory. So it was based off of Gon leaving her, and then that's what that was. As opposed to her being inverted from a corpse. It's crazy, dude. If you watch this full season through, you get like three different explanations for the inversions. Plus whatever else you think of, bro. You get like 20 different ideas thrown around. Like, they keep changing it. Hanakawa was simply an avatar of regret? What do you mean? You gotta elaborate more. Because it's not inversions anymore. Oh my goodness, I was doing so much like thinking about the inversion stuff. It's not even inversions, it's additions. It's additions of... Yeah, so all the subconscious stuff ain't even what it was. Oh my goodness. You little hoe. She must have had trouble saying goodbye to her friends. Almost like a 6-year-old kid, isn't she? Must have to say goodbye to her friends. Okay. And even though I'm her friend, just because you're her friend doesn't mean... Or even because I'm her friend, I didn't understand. Just because you're her friend doesn't mean... Aragi? I don't know everything. I only know what I know. She didn't want anyone to find out that she regretted not being able to get closer to you. Oh, so Dachi, I hate you, I'm all alone. I wish we kept getting more of those. Those look so cool. That makes Ononoki's leftover humanity? You'd say that was her oh yeah, like her expression, I guess. I guess I could see that. Her complex power femininity. So that's what she wanted to forget. But that doesn't mean so I think it doesn't quite make sense for me if it's only things they wanted to forget, because then it wasn't lost. Because they're still attempting to forget it, right? I think it only makes sense to me if it's things they did forget, right? Because if you're trying to forget something, it's part of your 100%. It's not part of your 20% that got lost. That's the crazy thing. Like, with a mirror analogy, you're thinking like, oh, you lose 20%, and so you're left over with 80%. But it's the way it was used is it's not 20/80 when you're looking in the mirror. Like, because you're looking in the mirror, you're 100%, and then you look in the mirror, and 20% gets lost, so it's 80. But that's not what happened. It's the real world is the 80%, but it's 100%. So the real world's 100%, and then there's the stuff that already has been lost. So it's not that we're losing something; it's that we already lost something, and it was what we forgot. It was the humanity. It was the complex about her femininity. It's what we forgot has been added back in. That's pretty crazy. The bitter memories that got left behind. So, yeah, everything was at 100%. It's crazy because it's a crazy recontextualization where it goes from I'm losing something to I already lost something. That's crazy. That's really cool. Her inability to become an adult. Yeah, I don't quite. What do you mean? How is that an addition though? I don't quite maybe understand how that's an addition. How is your inability? Does that mean she forgot that like she's come to terms with that and that was something? Yeah, I guess that would be it, right? Because we're kind of playing with regrets. That'd be my answer for that, I guess. So these are things that kind of are done that then got re-added. Things that have been left behind that momentarily were back. That they've forgotten or wanted to forget. I would say not want like they might have wanted to forget it, but it has to have been forgotten for it to have been gone for it to then have been added in. That's how I would understand that. Right? And then they hit us with the crazies like the Ogi all at once. You created a mirror world. It's like he created a mirror world, but he created a world. It's like he inverted the mirror. Instead of the mirror making you lose things, it made things get added. It's 120%. If I pulled out a mirror world, it's like you pulled, yeah. And so that's crazy. That's crazy. And I guess the writing wasn't lazy. You're a goober. Yeah, it's cool how they're playing with the light there. Wait, what was that? That line goes so fast. Dude, that's the problem with subs sometimes. You'll have like a big sentence and it'll last for not long enough on the screen and then I don't read all of it. Happens every once in a while with every show. Sometimes, we can make this world that doesn't make sense into one that does. Okay. And then it like faded away too, so I was like, oh, come back. Yeah. What a crazy twist. Okay, yeah. What are you doing peeking like this, right? Yeah. Okay. I think I'm following a lot of that. And yeah, now I'm for myself is pretty chill. That kind of deal. A little bit of darkness. Enshrine it. Bet. Yeah, do some soul searching. Who are you? I'm flying out the window. Later, dog. Ogie, you real for that. I'm not gonna lie, you real for that. Wow. What about this, I feel like there might have been a little bit more in the beginning. There's one that ensnared and trapped us shortly after Ogie transferred here. Right, the ghost of the class. Man, it's full circle back to Bake 1 with the thing at the end of Senjo. It's full circle to Sodachi, to Ogi Formula, or it was called Ogi Formula, right? Yeah, Ogi Formula with coming back to this place. It's like full circling a lot of the characters by referring to their past stuff. What a full circle arc, bro. And Ogi really said, my defense, I'm just trolling. Yeah. So what was... So saying that this world could be a not real? So, yeah, what was this one? This... Or no, before, right here. I wanted to read this again. Ogi's calling me slow on the uptake. Ogi, that's rude. Stop it. Be quiet, you know what I'm saying? I know I'm impatient. That's why I'm Aragi. But you don't gotta tell me, bro. I'm trying to avert my eyes. Because I was like, oh, it's a girl's outfit? That makes so much sense. And then Aragi's like, wait a second. You're meaning to tell me it didn't mean anything. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Bad. I appreciate you. Marilyn Monroe. That's it. Right? I think so. When did Araragi blush? That's what I want to see. I was behind the smile. Oh yes, to like prod him to keep moving forward, right? Because she was constrained. When was the little blush? I think it was like right in the beginning here. That was like I think the last thing, like the most important thing. Yeah, right here. Because this felt very interesting to me with how Ogi was acting. That's true. This is true. This is something I was saying too. Don't get me off, for goodness sake. You're such a fool. Granted, that's one of your good points. Ooh. Okay. Don't worry, you don't look half bad. Like, this is crazy, dude. Ogi's being kind of sweet and embarrassed a little bit. That's how I'm reading this. And then the blush. Or it could be like a tongue-in-cheek insult, but I see it as being kind of sweet a little bit. Like a prodding, you know? Where it's like, yeah, where it's like a little bit of a half insult, half compliment, but like any level of compliment from Ogi's pretty crazy. So I do feel a little bit of like an Ogi development, a little bit. Since you're the Araragi of this world, oh, you silly little Araragi. Little do you know. What does Ogi literally say right after this? Like, dude, Ogi's looking at him. Dude, you want to know Ogi's looking at him like every single person looks at me during these reactions. Or Ogi's thinking, what is blood smoking? Listen, dude, let Araragi cook. Ogi's like, you're joking. That's the Ogi look right there. Araragi's trying his best. Let him cook. I see you've been doing a lot of thinking, Araragi. But you're overthinking it. What did Black Konohara say that about overthinking? That would have been in, was that in episode 1? Or 2? Oh, wait, didn't Black Konohara actually literally say you're overthinking it? Wait, I think that, it must have been episode 2. Yeah, I feel like that actually literally was said, like, by her, like, verbatim. Yeah, I'm confident enough, I'm even gonna put the word overthinking in subtitle search. Oh, I don't think I don't know. Let me just actually search for it. I tried. Oh, man. Me jumping to... Go with your partner. She really said go with your partner. It's Ogi, bro. Oh, there, not me. That's pretty crazy. My thing with the subtitle search isn't perfect, so it's like it's a little cringe. I don't know. Maybe she didn't say it exactly, but it's funny. She did say go to the partner, right? So it was at least a very direct like call into what eventually came to be, right? Right. Where we went on this entire tangent with Ononoki to get into the house and all that such. Yeah. Wait, maybe it's. Let me see. What did she say right here? Can't say meow. Notice if I don't have it here. I can't give you the answer you desire. Meow. You desire? You are talking in riddles, Black Hanakawa. Oh. I guess that's kind of fair. Here's a warning instead. Maybe this is what I'm looking for. We'll just see. Or is it about the monkey house? If it is, alright, I'm skipping. I'm going back to episode 6. I tried. I think she said that somewhere. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? It's okay. Better. Yeah, bro. Actually, what a crazy episode. I actually totally see this as a very, like, fitting spot to, like, end the show, so to speak, which is funny because, you know, we know there's more coming, but I mean, they were really playing into, like, oh, this is the end, you know, so at some level it is a, like, ending, right? There were, like, a lot of shots about that, right? So it honestly does feel pretty good for that for me. I mean, it's like, as much as Ogi Dark was kind of, I think, the climax, we need to deal with that. We need to, like, talk with that and figure that out a bit more. And that's what this felt like, right? Where if graduating is the finale that we've been building to, that doesn't mean that's the end of the book. You don't hit the climax and then drop the book, right? There's still, like, a bit afterwards to see how we go back, right? The falling action, you know, kind of deal. So I totally see this arc as kind of one of those. That addresses, honestly, what came to mind the most was Mayoi Hell. What Adaragi was talking about with Hachikuji, that's what comes to mind the most. The image to me of him walking up the steps and all the, like, red different branches and like lines in the background, that image kept appearing to me, like, during the episode, right? When we were talking about, like, choices and regrets and such. And yeah, so to see that hit a level of conclusion makes a lot of sense to me, because that was something that was, like, paralyzing him a lot. And I mean, and that's a point made here where he has this, like, what do I do? My heart's moving on, my body's left behind. Like, what do I do when I'm stuck and I'm paralyzed with choice and perhaps regret over choices made, or the potential future regret of the choice at hand. And Senju says, I'm gonna just jump ahead with you and you better follow, type deal, right? She's, like, so expressive. Remember how, like, unexpressive she's been in, like, the beginning? She full laughs here, and it's colorful and beautiful, bro. It's like watercolor. When I first saw this, I was like, this is kind of crazy. Like, I was like, it was crazy. I was expecting it to be, like, a reference or, like, some sort of parody, or, like, a joke, played off as a joke, but this was just a very genuine laugh from her, which is, like, such a showing of her development as she's grown more and more emotive through the show, where she's laughing and she's, you know, tightening her grip in his hand, and then he kind of joins in on that, right? Where he's extraordinary. Dude, her spreading her legs here freaked me out. Because I was like, oh, we're gonna jump. Like, I totally get it. And then she went, whoop, and I went, what are we doing on the street? You don't know whether you should jump ahead or not? All right, let me just, like, no. No. Yeah. Like a frog and not a kangaroo. What a nice shot, bro. With an extra 20%. This never-ending tale draws to an end. I love statements that are, if this episode itself hasn't been, or, like, this video itself hasn't been, like, painfully obvious, I love statements like that. This never-ending tale, like that, like, the contradictory statements. This never-ending tale draws to an end. That just tickles me. This untickleable guy gets tickled. Pause. That's a title of something. Okay. Oh my goodness, the smile growing on his face. Now I'm just pogging over the show. Oh, and the blush growing on his cheeks, that kind of gets hidden a little bit. On to the next story. He literally says on to the next. Right after saying this never-ending tale that draws to an end. And then he says there's going to be a next. That's crazy. Dang! The title cut go crazy. Oh, Monogatari. Bro, when's the next season's coming out? Man. I mean, bro, we still got some more Monogatari in us for a while, because we still got comments for this season, which, I'm scared. Comments for this season. You know what I'm going to be getting? I'll tell you what 95% of the comments are. I can tell you exactly what the comments are. Oopsie, my entire screen's freaking out. Come back to me. I'll tell you exactly what the comments are going to be. Ready? Right about... Okay, it didn't work. Subtitle browser, you're literally meant to be, like, I need you right now. You're supposed to be my joke about me being impatient and being called a fool. Alright, I'm trying to do an Araragi Ogi joke. Can you lock in a little bit? Alright, well, even better, okay? Right. Boom! That's what 95% of the comments are gonna be? Well, no, it's gonna be... Get rid of the can't say. Low-key on the sleazy. I don't know. I haven't read them yet, so maybe I don't know exactly how. If it's gonna be a can't say I hate the impatient side of yours though, or I hate that impatient side of yours though. We're gonna see. Okay, we're gonna get a mix of both, I'm sure. But yeah, we definitely have the comments we're gonna jump into, which will be really interesting. That's gonna be its own separate video I'm planning. Then we're gonna do a bunch of tier lists. I think characters. I think and then arcs and then OP/ED. I don't remember exactly, but in the Discord we have the different tier lists that are being all like set up and created. So appreciate the people that are working on that, by the way. I know that's been like people have been yapping about that, but so we got plenty more coming, and then maybe we'll be hitting some audio commentaries and such. I have no idea to what degree the plan will be for that, but at least the next we have 4 more that are guaranteed, planned out, ready to rumble. Yeah, that's where we're at, bro. Monogatari. I'm not gonna lie, that this ending, I think, is perfect. This scene, doing the clock, the as the pan up, is so good. No, it's funny, we didn't even get like a panties shot. It's not like the wind flared up the panties. So it's like, it's so different, but it's like, to play that same sound effect is so reminiscent, and that was so clean for me. That really worked for me. So I really liked that from what they did here. Yeah. Araragi, I think you've taken some good steps. I think you have moved forward. I think you've become a lot more comfortable with yourself from the beginning of the show. And you're my boy, all right? We are each other, right? You're my inner self, and I'm your inner self. Bet. I'm Ogi, and I'm also Araragi, because that's how it goes. Honestly, that may be where we end it for this one, bro. Monogatari, Zoku, or Monogatari. I'm really excited to see what y'all are thinking in the comments. I'm gonna I'll give it a little bit for the comments, like a few days a week or whatever, so that people can post on this one, because I'm gonna be going through each episode. So that'll be funny to do, like a full episode dedicated to that. Will be fun, but yeah, I mean, that's what's up next on the radar. I'll probably even have the first portion of that video be any lingering thoughts about this arc, because your boy's still gonna be thinking about this for a little bit, you know how it goes, but that's what we're gonna do for that. Zoku, Owarimonogatari as a whole. We'll let it play. This is the wrong scene. There we go. On to the next story, on to the next episode, on to the comments highlight extravaganza. Should be exciting. Of course. If you like the video, subscribe if you are new. Blah, blah, blah. Comment below if you have anything to say, or join the Discord and talk to me or other Monogatari fans there. But until then, until the next episode, that's like our video. I will be seeing you then.